So we have a game where you could literally swap out sex and body parts, and it's still not woke enough. Imagine that. What is going on, fellow board members? Welcome to the boardroom. I am Moritz, and today, that's right, we're taking a look at the Polygon article titled Cyberpunk 2077 is Dad Rock, not New Wave. I think in the title alone just shows you that this article is kind of trash. I think what's more sad is that there are people defending this Polygon article. Now, I can't say anything to Cyberpunk because I have not yet played it. I'm just a normal guy. If you guys do want to come to the channel, I will be doing some live streams of the game and eventually to a full review. But it'll just be one man's opinion, an everyday average guy's opinion of the game, not a journalist's opinion, not somebody who's paid to give you the game company's opinion on the game, but an honest review of the game from an everyday normal person like me. All right, so I'm not going to go over this entire article here, but we are going to go over some of the highlights, and then we'll move on to that. I don't want this video to be too long because I know a lot of you have probably already seen videos similar to this, but I just wanted to give my opinion on this specific, these reviews that are coming out saying that this game is terrible or not woke enough, for a lack of a better term. But yeah, I just wanted to highlight some of the things in the article here. Cyberpunk 2077 may give off one impression when regarded from afar. One carefully constructed through years of marketing hype. So what they're trying to say here is that because of the years of marketing of this game, that we all believe that, we all believe that this game is great because we've built it up that way because of all the marketing hype, which is absolutely ridiculous. I honestly don't remember them announcing this game back in 2012, if I'm being honest with you. They've been working on this game for a very long time. And it wasn't up until the last year or so where the marketing really kind of pushed itself. I mean, this game was supposed to come out almost a year ago. So, we maybe have been getting marketing for 2 years hard for this at this point. But they kept pushing the game back. Once players experience it up close, they'll find that the truth is something else. On one hand, it's a more earnest and sincere game than all its edgy marketing has suggested. On the other hand, though, the word cyberpunk invokes a radical vision of the future. There's nothing revolutionary on offer here. Instead, it's a game obsessed with the past. So, is it not revolutionary because of the gameplay or the storyline or both? Are they referencing the past inside the game? Is that what you're? It's a very vague description. Hopefully, this ridiculous article kind of expounds upon that. Thankfully, your character's gender is not tied to your choice of genitals. Right there. So you can pretty much be anything you want with whatever you want attached to your character. But somehow we're going to find out that it's still not enough. You can create a dude with a Vij. You can have a lady with a pen. That's no problem, but because of everything else about how the game handles trans identity, this hardly feels like the progressive step that it should be. What do you mean how it handles? I don't think it once mentions trans people or any kind of identity. It says you're allowed to make your own identity, whatever that may be, whatever you feel comfortable with. It allows trans people to make whatever character they want. It allows gay people to make whatever character they want. It allows straight people to make whatever character they want. Hell, it allows unicorns to make whatever character it wants. So I don't understand how this is not enough. This is ridiculous, guys. This is laughable. They literally give you the option to have whatever anatomy that you want. And the big issue that you're going on about and saying that it's not enough representation is because there's only 2 options for pronouns. That's really what your beef is. There's no pronouns, which literally affect nothing in the game whatsoever. That's what's really going to make this game break for you, is that there's only 2 different pronoun options. Ha! You don't play video games. All right, so let's just say here in the real world that you don't necessarily think your voice is feminine. Maybe you pick the masculine option. I mean, I don't know. There's an idea for you. So the point I want to make right now is the person writing this article, you can tell that this person is not a gamer. This person doesn't play games regularly. This is probably some kind of hack writer who just found his way into position writing about games, because that's the only thing that was available at the time. Here it says, I could have forgiven it if the rest of the game took strides to humanize trans identities. But boy, it sure doesn't. No, because it's busy being the game. It's busy entertaining people, providing you with a good story. These are stories, or these are things, these are properties that should not be sold on gender identity, but on good quality story. If there so happens to be trans people in this story, and it progresses the story, by all means, let's do it. I'm fine with that. I have no problem with trans people. What I have a problem with is somebody finding something so small and minuscule about the game that they find offensive, their personal opinion. All right, guys, here's a great example as to why these people write articles like this, because when you go to Google and you Google search, and I just put in a simple Google search of Cyberpunk reviews, and here we have these top few articles here. The first thing that pops up, these garbage articles from Polygon, the Washington Post, and Adventure Beat. We have to see the Polygon one there, and then the Washington Post, Cyberpunk 2077 feels like a messy and inevitable evolution of open world design. The game's got some bugs. They're going to work through it. That's just, you got to expect that on a game day launch. They're going to be bugs. That's just how it is. They got a day one patch that's supposed to fix some bugs, so we'll have to wait and see what happens with all of that. But then you have VentureBeat here saying Cyberpunk 2077 review, a look at the present, not the future. I'd like to think that we do things because of social commentary, because we want to reflect the times. So yes, maybe you have a modern day story that reflects our society today, but is set in a futuristic setting. It's just part of storytelling. So right there, the article there it sounds a bit ridiculous to me when they're talking about that. But that's what TV shows do. That's what games do. That's what movies do. Either they're social commentaries on our society as of today. So I don't understand what's wrong with the fact that it feels like the present, but set in the future. I don't know. It looks pretty futuristic to me when you're getting chips and stuff crammed into your head, cybernetic arms and enhancements and stuff. I don't know. That seems pretty futuristic to me. But again, it just goes to show you that they do get clicks, they do get likes, and it's pushed to the top of Google, as you can see right here. Just absolutely ridiculous. Let's go over to Twitter and take a look at what people are saying about this Polygon article. All right, so we here had the tweet from Polygon. It says there's nothing revolutionary on offer in Cyberpunk 2077. Instead, it's a game obsessed with the past. And I don't understand what they mean by the past. Did they even touch base in the article on the past? I don't necessarily think so. But these are what some of the people are saying here. The first one says, guys, if you say this article is shit because it doesn't focus on gameplay, you can just be honest and say, I'm uncomfortable reading about trans people. No, that's not what it is at all. Not uncomfortable about reading about trans people whatsoever. Not uncomfortable talking to trans people or talking about trans people. So I still think the article is total dog shit. Here's a pretty bad take. It says, I like how Polygon actually gave this game a pretty good review, and people are yelling because the author dared to offer a trans perspective on some of the things that could have been done better. It is an irrelevant part of the game, okay? It does nothing to further the story. What your pronouns are in this game does nothing to further the story. So, to me, it should be irrelevant. So, you're sitting here saying that it could have been done. What could have been done better? What could have been done? Putting more pronouns in there is going to make the game better somehow? It's not. It's just catering to people who want more and more and more and more specific, things for themselves, and not equality for everybody. It's not equality, okay, when you're going to sit here and you're going to say that, oh, it can be done better because there should be more pronouns in it. Pronouns have absolutely nothing to do with the story of the game. For those complaining that this whole half of the review is about trans representation, is one of 5 very big subsections and is totally a legit topic to cover considering CD Projekt Red's past in the issue. Get a grip, and if you don't like it, just scroll down. It isn't that hard. Okay, well, it's just as easy for you to not play the game if you've got a problem with the pronouns that are in this game. It's just as easy for you to keep scrolling those people who are complaining about it. It's just as easy for you to do the same thing and not make ridiculous comments like this because it's stupid and it makes you look dumb because you are just complaining that people are complaining. It's doing nothing, absolutely nothing. And for you to say that, oh, it's not that hard to just keep scrolling. Well, it's not that hard for you to not play the game and complain about it. Here is a good tweet that says, people will always choose to be offended by something. Progressive steps are lost in translation because it didn't make the main storyline all about their viewpoints. A video game isn't supposed to take the place of reality. It helps to escape. This is nitpicking at its finest. I absolutely agree with that. That's exactly what it is. Out of everything in the game, the first thing you talk about is how there's not enough pronouns in there. TJ, smart man there. I would have to say this is a pretty logical way to look at this game. It's a game based on the dystopian future, not a happy, perfect future. Well, I do support trans rights. This is just a game. I support the developer's vision of this game. Not everything needs to satisfy or comply with everyone. If you are sensitive about that, just don't play the game. Like we were saying earlier, you're telling us it's okay to just scroll. You don't have to read the article. Just scroll down. Well, you could just as easily not play the game. Man, I love people, I tell you. Worst take ever, even if all the journos are copying and pasting the same woke crap. Also, it's interesting that they have non-specifics about so much. A dev took 150 hours to complete 1/4 life's paths, yet you will review the whole game in 20 hours? Yeah, this was about agenda. Agreed. So what it comes down to, everybody, these people write these articles because they know it's going to get likes, retweets, and it's going to stir up the pot. That's the only reason they do it, and I hardly doubt that the person who wrote this trash article is even a gamer. When I'm looking at game reviews or when I'm watching game reviews, I want an in-depth analysis breakdown of what's inside the game. Not complaining about the stuff that's on the surface that essentially has no effect. It has no effect on the game whatsoever. This is clearly somebody trying to push an agenda for likes and retweets. You guys can see that with the algorithms there on Google. Like I said, they are the first articles that pop up, of course. And it shouldn't surprise you guys, and it is unfortunate. But we are on the eve of Cyberpunk, so I am very excited about it. I'm going to be playing this game. I can't wait to review this game. Very excited. There is a buzz in the air, and I can feel it when it comes to Cyberpunk. Very excited about it. And I will give you my own opinions on this game when I beat the game. I'm going to try to rush through the first playthrough as fast as I can to try to get that review out for you guys. But be assured, an everyday normal guy is going to do everything he can to deep dive into the game and give you his best explanation possible. Might not be as good as Young Yaz if you guys follow him on YouTube, but that guy's a legend. So anyway, there's where it is, guys. These journalists, these game journalists here, think they're talking about games, but what they're doing is just trying to push agendas, and it makes me very sad when this was the game that could bring, this is the game that could bring the world together, Cyberpunk 2077. But there's always going to be somebody with some kind of issue, no matter how small it is, of course. And we're going to continue to talk about those things. But anyway, guys, that is the video. Hopefully you liked it, guys. If you did, make sure you hit that like button down below. Make sure you hit the bell for notifications. And as always, make sure you hit that subscription button. It always helps. Don't forget to leave a comment down below as well, guys. Let me know what you're thinking in the comment section down below. If you guys think this is ridiculous, even if you guys support the Polygon article, let me know in the comments down below. Let's start a conversation. Anyway, guys, with that being said, we are on the cusp of Cyberpunk 2077. I can feel it in the air. Hopefully you guys are excited. I know I am. And that is the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love all of you guys, and we will catch you on the other side. Peace.